National Barbecue Month, and we are celebrating by highlighting some local small businesses. It's the perfect time to celebrate the flavors, traditions, and the community that barbecue brings to the table. Best of Madison 2024 winner, Beef Butter Barbecue, knows what it's all about. And here now is owner Patrick Reha and Meat Master John Lehman. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, how did you get started in the barbecue business?
Well, first of all, it all started with Franklin Barbecue down in Austin, Texas. I was down in Texas. I waited in 4 hours in line to go eat there. And after 4 hours, I finally got in, and I ordered one of everything. My lunch was $72. And I said, oh, my God, we don't have anything like this up in Wisconsin. So it started there. I started touring all these barbecue restaurants. I bought a small smoker, then a bigger smoker, then a bigger smoker, built a trailer, and then ended up with the restaurants. And we've been in business for 7 years now.
7 years and going.
Yes.
Yes, gotta love it. So for all of our viewers out there,
Yes.
what makes the perfect barbecue?
Well, first of all, starting with the highest quality meats. You know, our brisket is a Black Angus prime brisket. When we get them in raw, they're like 18 pounds. We trim 4 pounds of fat off. So by the time we are slicing our brisket for our customers, it is 6 pounds. So you get a 33% yield. And the other key is starting with quality ingredients, and we have a meat market also. So we make 50 different varieties of brats and ribeye steak burgers, filet mignons. And so you just got to start with high quality meats, first of all. So.
Okay, it all starts there.
Yes.
And John, I'm sure this takes lots of prep through your day.
A lot of work. Like 13 hours for a brisket, right? After we trim it, we smoke it for 13 hours. So Patrick read a book after he opened it, and he goes, the hardest restaurant to run is a barbecue.
But of course, people need some tips at home. So what are some tips that you have for our viewers out there?
Well, first of all, for smoking, a lot of people bought a pellet smoker, right? Mm-hmm. And so we always say, listen, pellet smokers have the best smoke at 180 degrees. Smoke, you know, whether the brisket for 6 hours or the pork butt for 6 hours, the ribs for 3 hours, the chicken for a couple hours. Do your smoking first, then sauce them and wrap them, and then crank the temperature up to 300 degrees, because 180 degrees is not hot enough to render the fat into the meat. And so after you get your smoking, wrap them, crank it up to 300 degrees, and it'll be amazing. If you start off, you know, just smoking at 300 degrees, your pellet smoker is going to burn too clean, like a pellet oven. So you got to do your smoking at 180 for pellet smoker, and then wrap and crank it up to 300 until the meat is done, and it'll be awesome.
All right. So is that kind of your process here every day?
We use real oak. Our oak comes from local woods that my dad used to deer hunt in, and we use a seasoned oak. We split it, and it sits out for 18 months until the moisture gets down to 20%, and then we go through about $1,000 worth of firewood a month.
Wow. So there's a lot that goes into getting that perfect barbecue.
Absolutely.
Well, we will have all of the details about Beef Butter Barbecue over on our website, channel3000.com.